that's the kind of defense that does this. What do you think is the characteristic that people are going to start to kind of make the name of this WV defense this year? Do you have an idea?
Yeah, we do. Our players do. We want to be number one. We're going to be disciplined. We're going to be sound, fundamental football team. And I know that sounds like coach speak, but when people watch us and they see us line up, just getting in their stances and getting lined up, they're going to see a disciplined, sound, fundamental football team. The other thing you're going to see is you're going to kids play with a relentless effort. We ask our kids for a 5-second blowout every play, and if they'll do that, and we're getting them to buy into. The more people we get running through the whistle, then the more opportunities you're going to have for tackles for loss, 3 and outs, and turnovers. And that's how simplistic we try to make defense, yet there's complexity within the simplicity.
It sounds to me you want to hear opposing coaches say when they talk about West Virginia's defense, they are always where they're supposed to be. They don't beat themselves. That would be the true statement you're looking for.
That's exactly right. I told the guys yesterday, I said, if you're out of where you're supposed to be within an nth of an inch, you're wrong. So, I mean, I want them our coaches to coach with a critical eye. I want our players to play with attention to detail. And to do that, it's just something that has to be strained every single day. And we've been doing that since January. And it's just a continual process. And every time we take the field, I see us get a little bit better at it, a little bit better, and a little bit better.
What are the areas where you have to make the hardest decisions, personnel-wise?
It's probably cleaner this year because we've had more time, I think, with bringing in our group of coaches with Tony and Brian and with Eric up front. There's some more familiarity with what I want, and would like to accomplish, and what I see what I want it to look like. It's their responsibility as a coaching staff to carry that out, and my responsibility as well to oversee that. So I think it just seems like we're all pulling on the same rope, and we got a direction of where we want it and what we want it to look like. And I mean, from up front to our blitz concepts, to our run fits, to our pass coverage concepts, there's, and again, we're refining things. We're not just doing things the way that we always have. We're always looking for ways to make it better.
What's the number one concern you got when you come into the building, and what's the number one concern when you leave the building when you're talking about defense?
My defense in general, I think consistency. That's what great teams are. Where we've really challenged our players, it can't be me. It can't be your position coach always having to bring the energy. We can't be the ones that always have to bring the leadership, because we're not going to play one play. So I think just trying to get our guys and challenge them on a daily basis to step up and lead. And the thing is, you have to coach kids on how to lead the world. And it's a process, and it takes time. But and the thing is, too, is when I come here, I get here early in the morning, and I want to make sure that we just don't go and trade time for money. Every single day, I mean, the one thing I want cheap kids. I want to make sure that we're going to cross every T, dot every I, and we're all on the same page. And it's not an easy thing to do. You're trying to get 4 coaches, 3 GAs, okay, and 45 or 50 players on defense speaking the same language. That sounds easy, but it's not.
How's your mental progression been in terms of fitting up with the run so far?
It's hard to say. That's something that takes time. I mean, we refer to it as, it's like building a fence. And again, we're a little bit loose right now, probably with some of our run fits, because we do move our anchor points up front by being multiple. So therefore, sometimes, I got an anchor point in a different location. So understanding what's in front of you, that just takes time. But we're not going to allow that to keep us from being multiple. We're going to present, different deployments to offenses just so that they can't sit there and draw a bead on our forehead and know, hey, this guy's going to be right here. So I think that, the run fits will get tighter as we go. And a lot of times anymore in modern day football, is that it's almost like the run fits get tighter as the season goes, because what I see in camp may not necessarily be all the time what you see game 1 or game 2 or game 3 from because you're working right now in fall camp defending your offense, so you're seeing what our offense's run game is, which is obviously going to be different than what William and Mary is going to present to us. So we'll continue to tighten up those run fits as our kids gain that a better understanding of what we're doing, and as well as paying attention to the detail of the run fit.
When does William and Mary come in? Next week? Are we starting to put a little bit now?
Yes, we've been obviously through film study and things like that, preparing for those guys for a long time. And next week when we start presenting it to our kids and saying and basically talking about William and Mary will be Monday.
Treat it like 2 game weeks, or I mean, is it just an
I typically go. I have a plan where we go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we get 3 shots at them.
You mentioned consistency. Are you seeing that from your guys in the way they go about their business, prepare, retain
I
things?
really do. I think they understand that that's what it's going to take to be great. I think we've spelled out to them the difference between good and the difference between great. Good teams do things right most of the time. Great teams do things right all the time.
You talked about versatility there a little bit, and kind of not being able to allow the offense to see that, okay, you've got this one guy out there, this is what you're doing. And